What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today wanted to do something a little bit different. Just want to break down a whole day recap for me, kind of what I was watching. Did end up taking a small loss today, as you can see here, about a $35 loss. Not the biggest deal in the world, obviously a pretty large move down, and want to break down where I took my loss and where could have been a little bit better. So heading into the day, I want to start on a higher time frame here. So as you can see, we start to switch from uptrend once we hit this 565 area. We started putting lower highs, and we were at that potential area. This candle wasn't here yet, but we had a nice bearish pin bar put in from yesterday, another potential high, or lower high, excuse me. But we would also reclaim back above this previous strong supply in 550. So wanted to keep the buys open for the day. And heading now to the hourly, you see over here. So this is where we had opened up. We'd respected this supply pretty well in the pre-market. This demand right here was that 550 I was just mentioning on the daily, respected nicely yesterday as well and in the pre-market. So was mainly just looking for a test of one of these zones and to react to price action from that. And I can even pull up the Discord here in Team Bull. So I was watching for this 554.12, 554.39 supply area. Just supply being respected well in the pre-market. Watch for a retest if we remain below. And also mentioned the demand below that I just showed as well. So that's what my main watch was in the pre-market, you see there. And as we moved into this, I actually did try, this is where my loss came, and I'll break that down in a second here. So as we approach this supply up here, got a nice move up into it, and this is where I entered here on this signal candle right here. So this is typically what I do look for. A trade I'm completely fine with taking. You know, the risk was there, just got in, there was a lack of follow through and selling, so got out pretty quick. And from there, we ended up overshooting this supply here, as you can see on the 5-minute, broke above it. But anytime you break above and you see a pretty aggressive buying, you see the increase in volume here. And if you even want to break it down to the 1 minute, you see as we broke this supply, had a nice spike of buying there as well. So anytime you see a break of that supply, in this case supply, and you don't really see a fall through of that aggressive buying, you don't really see reward for it, and beyond that you get a bearish pin bar. In this case, it sets up often what I like to call a break and retest trap. And even furthering this, we have previous day's highs right here that people weren't really aware of the supply being here. You look a little bit closer, and this looks like a nice break and retest, right? So this is what I'm talking about for a break and retest trap in this case. Broke above supply, closed out with a bearish pin bar, came down to this previous day's high, and the break and retest turned into a lower high. And this is ideally where I would like to be entering on this candle here, or potentially even a little bit more speculative on a entry on this candle as well. But this would be my ideal entry, again with increased volatilities we've seen this week. If you've been in Team Bull or if you followed any of my other socials, I don't really love trading in the high volatility conditions, the high IV. It's just something that I've traded through before, and I've noticed that when there's these huge high IV conditions, I typically don't find my setups as well, and my risk is not as defined, and I just overall don't trade as well as I would like to. So anytime these conditions come, I like to be a little bit more conservative and pull back a little bit more, and really only let the best of the best setups come for me. Again, this candle, I ideally like to see it around 25-ish cents for my signal candle, just to keep the R to R tight in terms of the invalidation point where I like to enter. I like to keep my stop on the other side of my signal candle, excuse me. And this was about 40 cents, so it just entering there would just skew my risk, and with all the other high IV aspects of the day, it just wasn't really ideal for me. So I ended up sitting this move out, and from there you can see we just had a massive dump today. So similar thing I think about 2 days ago happened, just another pretty nice supply reject. I gave a pretty large move that it was not a part of, that I had planned out, had the levels for pretty perfectly. You know, at the end of the day, you gotta just look at the positives of it, and I am putting myself in good positions to catch like trades like this. But It's more so waiting out these conditions that aren't really ideal for me, and when the IV kind of settles down a little bit, conditions become more favorable for me. That's really when I start to attack and put my edge into play. So just kind of getting through these conditions as they are now, still just doing my best to find these A+ setups, capitalize on them when I can, but when they're like this, just not really ideal for me. And I think that is completely okay. I think it's important to know what type of conditions work best for you. Some people might trade better in balanced conditions. Some people might trade better in these type of conditions, like huge range conditions. It's just from historical looking back, journaling, everything. It just hasn't been great for me historically. So decided to be a little more conservative, and obviously that kind of bit me a little bit today. But what is this, like a $15 move down, which is pretty insane. Pretty large move, but you know, all the right pieces were there. It's just a matter of capitalizing on that now the right way. But anyway, just a quick video here. Wanted to do a recap of the day, of kind of what I was looking for, of why I did not take this enormous move down, but right idea on it, and gonna review it a little bit later and move on to the next. So do appreciate you guys all for coming. Hope you gained some value from this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.